call the right place?
We were the wrong number.
I'll talk to Maria. What's her name? Do you know?
She just moved into our building. The little
Okay.
puppy's name is Lizzie. I can tell
Lizzie?
you that.
Sure. I'll talk to Maria. But the only thing would be it's a 10 to a little puppy.
Yeah, it's little.
Is that we're doing Zooms for little puppies because
Oh.
it's easy stuff. So that's why I'm like, so I don't. She may have,
Well, maybe if I see her again, I'll tell her to call back.
yeah. I can give you actually one of these.
Okay.
It's our brochure. It's got Maria's number on it this way.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, because I was doing private puppy training, but then this happened, and puppy stuff is fairly simple. You know, this is when you're doing the big boy training.
Yeah.
Then it has to be in person. But like the puppy crate training, potty training stuff, they can be done over Zoom.
Oh.
Otherwise, if she wanted to meet with me in person, she's paying my full rate, which I tell people it's not worth my rate for a little 10-week-old puppy.
Oh, for a little puppy.
yeah.
Overkill.
Yeah, it's like when the puppy's 5-6 months and ready for this, then I go,
Then,
come on by.
Yeah.
Because we've had a few people that wanted me to go see them. I'm like, trust me, you don't want to pay me $1,000 to potty train your puppy.
Yeah.
You know, just do it over Zoom, and then once the dog's older,
Then
we'll
you
come in and do the
yeah.
other stuff. Okay?
Yeah,
We appreciate the referral.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll see her again. I mean, we see her walking dogs because we have a lot of dogs.
Sure. Yeah.
Or in South Loop. as a
Oh
matter
yeah.
of
South.
fact.
Yeah. I think it's like one of the highest populations of dog
Yeah, I
owners.
think so.
So how's Troublemaker been?
Pretty good. Yeah, he's staying in his crate.
Good. I saw you your email 30 to 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, yesterday was almost an hour.
Okay.
Usually we're trying to do it like twice a day,
Okay.
in the morning and the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And then we did, leave one day, or I was gone, Michael left for about 25 minutes, and we put this microphone thing on his phone to see if he was barking while we were gone.
Yep.
And he really didn't bark hardly at all.
Good.
So that's good. He
Yeah.
whines a little bit,
Sure.
you know, and by the time you hear him whining, and by the time you get there, he's stopped whining.
He's correct still.
Yeah? Oh,
He's correct still.
okay. Okay. Yeah, he's been doing fine with that. He had one accident, but I think that was our fault because we should have been paying more attention and taking him out.
Yeah. Sure. Potty training, potty mistakes in the house. It's always on the owner. I'm not one for correcting potty mistakes. Like I know the old school was like put their nose in it and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't teach it, but I get owners that like swear by it because that's how they train their previous dogs. I'm like, if you do it, I don't care. But I was like, I don't promote it because in my opinion, dogs can't.
I was just going to say, they don't really remember that.
Yeah, not like a kid that breaks the vase and then 2 hours later, like, who broke the vase?
Yeah.
Right? He don't do that.
Yeah, from just being with you and listening to you, that doesn't make sense. They're not going to know that they did
Correct.
something bad.
Yeah. So I just clean it up and I go, it's part of raising a puppy. So, good. So I'm glad we're getting progress with the kennel.
Yeah.
How are we doing with the leash walking stuff?
For the most part, good. You know, some days he's like in another world. He's in his puppy world, and I think when Michael walks him and I walk him, it's a little different. I've noticed that when I'm walking him and I slow down and stop, he doesn't sit. I have to.
You have to pull up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for Michael, he does?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Oh, but you give a firmer.
yeah.
Okay, I see. So that's his incentive.
And he'll do that.
I gotcha.
He's not by my side anymore. He comes around the front.
Oh, okay.
Oh, when you make him sit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so go ahead and show me.
Yeah, he was good with the turns. We were good with the turns. We got our feet going in the right direction.
Sure. Yeah. Let me have you twist his collar a bit so that the chain is directly on top. You see how it's kind of turned to his the left of the side, with his left side there?
Yeah.
There you go. So it's either more on top or more towards you.
this part.
Correct. So you want to twist it so that it's coming over. That's better. There you go. That's better. Yeah. Because when it's on the opposite side, the left side here, if you're here, when you try to correct, all it does is twist, as opposed to actually doing that biting function. Yeah, it just twists and then it doesn't do anything for the dog. Okay. All right. So let's go and do a quick little review and see how he's doing.
Okay.
Heel. Yep. The heel, your turns and stuff.
Okay. Ready? Okay. Heel.
Good. Good. Good turn. Excellent. Let's try one more run and then we'll swap to Michael.
Okay. Heel.
Hope his face doesn't change. I like the white face.
Yeah, I hope so.
You had it right. You had it right. Good job.
I can't talk anymore.
That's all right. Threw you off. Good. Go and swap. Turn. Good. Good. Go ahead and come to a stop. Try do a heel, just take a few steps, then stop, and don't pull up. Right. Okay. So right here, right? Go ahead and just give a quick pop up. Okay. So the movements are good. On your pivots, I feel as if you're doing more work than necessary. So with the pivot, Bailey, here Bree will show you with Bailey. Show a pivot, okay? So here, when you're turning, you're turning Smokey with the prong collar, but really it should be just the movement. You got distracted. Let's try one more. See how he just turns the leg? So, whereas when you guys were turning, you were pulling him with you. Okay? Yeah. So, we'll try one more. I'm gonna have you focus on the left turns, no problem. Those are good. The pivots. Because what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna end up becoming more and more physical to control them. Okay? What we're trying to do here is build more mental attention so that I'm always relaxed with a nice slack leash and then he's just moving with me. Your movements were good. Your movements were correct. It was just you're applying the prong as opposed to letting Smokey do it himself, right? Now, what we're going to add in today, because Smokey's now had 2 weeks of structure of heel. It takes 2 weeks for a dog to typically pick up on the concept. Is when you came to that stop. Also, I saw you guys were still pulling up from the sits, right? And we're wanting him to just put that butt down automatically. Because if he's not gotten it yet, then we start coming in with firmer, with the pops, similar to like the kennel corrections. Okay. And I just do a quick pop, and I see what does he do in response. If he puts his butt down, we're good. Okay. If he doesn't put his butt down, then I give a firmer one. And so he does. Okay.
But don't pull him.
Correct. So what we did, the reason for the pulling up was to teach the concept of when we stop, you do this.
Yes.
So ideally by now he's already doing this without us having to do anything. But he's still kind of, he's in that puppy state. He's like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then I go, okay, buddy, I took 2 weeks. Boom. Right now there's consequences, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise you'll find yourself forever having to do this. And over time, the prong would be present, but the application of physicality should become less and
Yeah,
less.
we shouldn't have to.
Correct.
Yeah, it seems like when we come to a corner and have to wait for the light, there's too many things going on.
Sure.
And then you've got to pull up more to get them to sit.
To get him to sit, right. So what we're doing is that quick little correctional pop is so like, let's say he's in a distracting environment, that it kind of just brings him out of that. I'm like, oh, boom, right? Here, I mean, he's distracted, and I'm sure where you're at, maybe a little bit busier, but be similar.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to just change some things. When you do your pivots, you're just going to keep yourself relaxed and rock back and do nothing with your leash to see if Smokey will turn with you. Okay? If Smokey doesn't turn with you, well then you would give a correctional pop and then go the opposite way. Okay? Same thing for the stops. When you come to that stop, he stopped with you, no problem, that was good, but then we didn't get this motion. So instead of pulling up, and what you did was you did a firmer pull up, but you didn't release. And you want to do a quick pop. Okay, so it's up and release, real fast, because you're trying to create this biting motion as opposed to bite and then up. Correct. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it. All right, that's fine. That was good.
I want to go straight ahead, passing left.
Going slow to a stop right there and pop it. Right there. Okay. Like that.
Well,
That's
yeah,
better.
that also takes less effort on you for holding that up.
Holding that up,
Sit
correct.
down.
And that holding up is still applicable in certain contexts. Like let's say he gets really edgy,
Yeah.
then I go to the pulling up because he's already panicked. That if you try to pop him, you're going to create more panic.
Yeah.
So the constant pressure helps settle him down. Good. Pop. Try 3 more. Turns are much better. There you go. That's fine. Good. Pop. Good. And then firmer. Okay. Yep, that's fine. I'm not going to care about the positioning, but just care that he sat down. Good. What's up with these little bears? Good. So, what you can do now is on the times that he sits by himself, you just give a quick reward, and the times that he does it, you do the correctional pop, but then you don't reward it. So you're distinguishing, okay, if you do this by yourself, you avoid this and you get this. If you don't do it, you get this and you don't get that. Okay? Let's go ahead and swap handlers. Yep. Yeah. And so what you can do here is when you move forward with your right leg and you should be able to just push it off. You should naturally fall to your left. I have to rotate that collar. So there it is. You want, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think that was?
Huh?
I don't know about that.
Oh,
Maybe
maybe
like
a
a 0.1.
0.
Yeah, so firmer.
Oh, really?
Like the first one that you did was a good one. And then the rest you did after that were a little bit softer. I want the intensity. Ideally, I don't want the yelp, but I can, if you look at his, he's telling me, like, just the way he's postured and his weight. It's like a little, what are those things that stand up, you know?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, the prairie dogs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Like,
yeah.
That's what he's looking like right now. He looks like a little prairie dog. So, when you get a good correction in, what you're going to see is he's completely going to shift, right? And he's going to look at you. So that just tells you it resonated. But now he's like, oh, you're more concerning than this is more than this. Okay?
all right. We'll try it.
Good turn.
Anywhere near hard enough, huh?
Right? But you see what I'm talking about? Like he's very unfazed. He's very in tune to the environment. Okay.
Yes, he is.
And that's a drawback to prong collar. Is I could take them, and let's say I do the same stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'm popping them. I might also get that same response when he just doesn't care, because he's tougher to the prong than we would think he is.
Oh.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt as much.
Correct, right? Because dogs relate things to a dog bite. That's like the epitome, right, of a correction, of an actual puncture and all that stuff. Obviously, you're not going to do that to your dog,
Right.
but also just like the sheer strength, you can't do that anyways. You know, none of us could.
Yeah.
So, it really just depends on the dog's personality type, but this is something that I point out because as he matures, like right now he's going to like Terrible 2's brain, and then at a year you're going to get teenager brain, right?
Yeah,
So now you're going to be using physicality with the bigger dog and a teenager at the same time. You know, so that's what I'm like thinking future-wise of how receptive is he going to be to this tool at a later point. Okay, let's try 3 more. Right, pop it there. Let's use the dilly-dally. Right. Wow, that was a good one. Better. See?
Yeah, he got his attention.
Yep, see? Closer. Better. 2 more. Good turn.
Well, and he's paying more attention because I didn't have to give him a little tug.
Correct. Yep. Right. But you see the difference.
Yeah.
That last one that you did prior,
Yeah.
it was more of this.
Right.
But he was still wanting to do this, but it was more of this. Now on this one you corrected him and then he went straight to this.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how you can evaluate your
Oh,
corrections.
if it's, yeah.
You know, the dog tells you what's too much, what's too little, and what's just right. Okay, and it's when you can learn to recognize those things, then you can start targeting certain responses. So I know already what I'm looking for. So if I come and I correct the dog and I don't get that focus, and then I know to go firmer, then I remember that intensity. Oh, he needs an 8. You know, in order to keep that constant attention, and eventually it's so consistent with the corrections that he starts to offer it as a default because that's what's being rehearsed. And then pop up. Good. You're okay. Good. Let's try one more. Yep. And pop them forward. Right. Pop it in. There you go. Good job. Yep. Forward. Good job. Yep, forward. Good. There you go. One more. There it is. Good. So, he's toughened up in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You notice that? Like the first class, right, all that stuff,
Yeah.
because he's getting used to it. So that was better. Don't, and maybe like when you did that correction just now, that second one, is that the, like, do you feel like that's the most intensity you can deliver, or do you think you have more?
No, I probably could do it harder.
Okay, I would push towards that. Okay, you're not gonna kill him.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hurt him. You're not gonna make him hate you or anything like that. But you're gonna make your life light. Okay. So that second one that you did was good when I heard a little bit of a
Yeah, a
whine,
little
but
bit of-
even still, like he went, "Oh," and then he went, oh, like back to this again, right? So don't be deterred by the yelp or the whine, or don't think like, oh, that was the answer, because what he does immediately thereafter is what tells you if it was good or not. Okay, if he walks in, he's paying attention to you. He's like, okay, sorry. Then we know, okay, now I got the attention.
Should we not keep this prong collar on all day?
Are you using it in the house?
Occasionally.
Occasionally, but we've been using that bonker.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
You know,
the house.
like if he's barking too much or
Yeah,
taking every little thing off the table, off the coffee table.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the house, if the bonker works well for you, you don't need the prong, you can move it. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Well, I was just thinking maybe because it's on all the time that when we are trying to get him to, you know, we're walking or whatever and we're doing this and we're not doing it hard enough and it's not having enough of an effect because it's on all the time.
No, it's not so much that it's on, it's just because he's had, what, going on 3 weeks now
Yeah, this is our third.
of physicality. Is that, you know, it's like, so for a kid like me growing up, I was spanked growing up, right? And it was effective until I hit like, 10 to 12. And then I was like, then my dad had to spank me, And that lasted until like maybe like 12, 13. And then I was like, I was too big for even for my dad, right? You just mature out of that stuff.
Right.
So, especially for dogs, because he's meant for physicality. He's meant for biting and roughhousing and all that stuff. That, if he gets exposure to that, he comes up. And it doesn't mean that, like, the hell would you say, you can't teach anymore. It's just we end up hitting a cap, and that's why there's different tools. So, like, copper and hyper on e-collar.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the most effective tool because I don't worry about physical strength. I can make it happen just to power up the remote, right? Here, we end up being limited at a certain point. And like this guy here, Bailey, he started off on a prong collar, but then it became ineffective for him. So then now he's on the e-collar. Okay, so it's just something to keep in mind. And then right now, so we start talking. He like starts to like get distracted, pulled him in, and then he went to lay down. He let the leash go
So I shouldn't have let him lay down.
because he's here. He was in a heel position technically, right? He was still in his
Yeah, right.
command.
He was here. Yes.
So until you say break, that release of you're done, he is supposed to be in whatever command you give him. Yes, right? Because he's learning these things.
Yeah.
So like me, as a kid, I learned when my mom was talking to the neighbor, that she was distracted, I could go get away with stuff.
Okay.
Right? So same thing for him. He's like, oh, I know my mom stops and starts talking to Jessie. Like, I can lay down, I can go the leaves, the twigs, do this, roll around. She lets it go. So then he starts to become a gambler. Can I get away with it or not?
Yeah.
Okay? So yeah, remember, 3 to 4 year old kid in the brain. So if you think about it that way, it helps you kind of just remember that stuff to be as consistent as possible.
Yeah.
Because he will learn and he will play those weaknesses. Okay? Questions so far?
Yeah, I think any problems that we've had since last week is just not popping it along.
Yeah, more firm
okay,
enough.
like okay, fine, lay down, but technically it's not fine for him to lay down like this.
Yes. You want so either not enough or not firm enough corrections, but then also consistency. Right? Those two things are what make for a well-trained dog. It does take practice. You know, you have to get used to it because you have to give leash to get momentum. Whereas people typically keep it short, so when they can do this, nothing's happening. You know, so whenever like if I have a dog being a jerk and like lunging and barking, and they're on a prong and that's all I have, you'll see me wait, and then when I see the moment, I'll move in to give slack on the leash, so I can come back and give a firm pop on it. So you have to get, but if the dog's lunging, you're having to time it, right? Here it's a little bit easier because you don't have that issue, but you do want to make sure that you move in to give you slack, to give you leash to work with, to deliver, to give you momentum. Okay. Questions? What we're gonna work on is stay. Okay. You don't think you're gonna do it? And we might have had a bit of distraction too, just so that we get more practice using those corrections as well. So we'll probably there you go.
No, my worry about that is he's going to take off.
Oh no, we're not gonna take the leash off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. We built you stuff like that. Okay? Right, we're gonna teach the context or the concept of stay. Okay? So he's gonna stay on leash. So what we're gonna do here is the way I apply the word stay is if Smokey's already in position. So right now he's in a sitting position, right? Yep. Is with the heel when we stop and he auto sits. No, it's not a sit. It's a heel.
Right, okay, we stop, yes, okay.
The auto sit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sit is put your butt down and then don't move, right? So if I walk around, like he's not supposed to. So he's here, he auto sits. I can't tell him sit, he's already doing it. Excuse me, he's not learned down yet, so we can't say down. So we're going to use the word stay. Stay, don't move. I'm going to move, you're not going to move. Okay, so we're going to teach that concept. Because right now, for going on 3 weeks, he's learned just walking with you, walking with you. Now we're teaching him to stay away from you, okay? Good job. So what we're going to do here is with your left, so if Smokey's on your left, I use my left hand, I go stay, and then wave my hand over. Don't worry if he sees your hand in, okay? And then you're going to have your handle here, your leash here as well, and you're going to swing out with your right leg, like this to face Smokey. And then if he gets up, you're going to simply pull up to put him back into the sitting position. You're going to relax once he does, and then you're simply going to move back. Okay? So we're just getting used to you stepping away from him. Okay, and then moving back in. You go into a heel, walk a little bit, come to a stop, he auto sits. Hopefully, if not, stay out with the right leg, face him, and then back in again. Okay?
Like a ways from him or just, in front of him?
Bree will show you.
Okay.
And it'll work.
Oh, okay. A little bit in front. Good job.
Okay. Try one more. Okay. You see how she's stepping out the right leg?
Yeah.
So when we were doing the heel, it was based off the left leg. Right? You're always moving forward with that.
Yes.
So now we're moving to left leg means walk with me, right leg means you don't move. Okay? Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
So what you can do here, so don't worry if he's paying attention to your right? Okay. If you the word heel, start moving. Okay, and he delays that drop. Redirect them. So you're taking advantage of the fact that he's distracted. Okay, because then he's thinking, oh crap, I got too distracted. Mom said something, I wasn't paying attention, and then I got corrected. Right? So that's how he builds more attention. So like earlier when you did heel and you stepped away, he didn't move. Then you backed up and you said heel again, and tugged him. Right? Like you gave him an extra chance. I don't give him the extra chance. I just go, yep. And then reposition. Yep. There you go. Perfect. That's fine. I don't need to be perfect. There you go. So here, now you can say heel this, right? There you go. Good. Turn. Okay. Right. So then give the stay. And you're going to put your hand back on the leash where it was. Right? Now pivot out. Good. So the reason for your left hand there is so if Smokey got up, you could pull up, correct them, and put it back into position. Because if you leave it slack, you turn out and decide to go. That's all. You have to be all the way up here now with the other hand. Okay? So back to the side. Excellent. Just like that. Okay? Do 4 more.
Oh, just stay right here. That's a walk.
Walk. Yeah, heels to stays. 4 heel to stays. Right? Good. So what you can do here, because he turned to face Bailey, right? Because yeah, you can do that. You can position yourself next to him. Good. Right? That's okay. Go to still stay. Correct. Good. Give the stay.
Stay.
Just pivot out. Like that. Good. So, even though he's not looking at you,
Yeah.
he can still hear you. Okay? So don't worry so much about, did he see my visuals? Because if I step out, let's say he makes mistakes because he was distracted. And he's like, oh, what? And I go, boom. And he's like, oh, crap, was that for? I'm like, I said stay. So that's how we build more attention is by, I just do what I'm going to do. Right?
Okay.
I don't worry about so much about the dog because verbally he can hear you. Okay? And if he makes a mistake, then I correct him, and I'm teaching him, like, look, if you don't pay attention, there's more consequences. The more attention you give, the less consequences there are. Okay? Good. Let's try again. Good.
Even though he's not looking at me.
Stay.
Stay.
Yep, and pivot out. Right. Good. Back to the side. Perfect. 2 more. There you go. Good. Yep. There you go. And remember, use that left hand on the leash. You got it. Good job. Back to the side. Very good. And 1 more. And turn. Hop. Because he's starting to get ahead there.
Okay, now what do I do? Should I pivot around?
Go ahead and just, what I would do is give some slack here. Just move forward, and if he doesn't go, just pop. Yep. There you go. Like that.
And again, see, this is in the front. You know, what you were telling me earlier.
Yeah, it should be on the back of the neck. Yeah.
So is this too loose? Is that it keeps running, coming back?
Yeah, so technically the collar should be up here. Here. Let me see. One out.
Because it was obviously not going to need it.
Yeah, that part is on the top. Right.
So constant pressure is when he's panicking,
Yes.
right? And once he calms down and relax. So we're gonna see. I placed it up here.
Oh, I
Okay?
see.
So this is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it was too low.
But this is how do you say? If he doesn't get bigger, this might be an issue. If he grows, it won't. It should be fine because he's going to grow into the size. Okay.
Okay.
But up here, it's more sensitive than down at the base of the neck. Okay. So we'll see how this works. There you go.
Okay.
There's the crybaby. Good. There you go. Got it. Grab. Remember that left hand? There you go. Back to the side. Good. Let's try one more, then we'll swap.
Okay. Heel.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. Correct. Yep. Yep. There you go. Back to the side. A little better. Very good. You want to swap?
Yes. Here. Good luck.
You guys are fine. Okay. Good. Yep, that's good. So you thought about it there. Good. Back to the side. Excellent. Let's do 4 more. Good. Good.
Try you stay like this for.
You're good. And then back to the side. So all we're doing here is just teaching Smokey that when you say stay and step away, that he doesn't move. Up, practice. There you go. Correct. And relax. Correct. Good. And relax. Good. And forward. Heel.
Okay, heel.
Good.
Heel. Oh, stay.
It's okay. Back to the side. Excellent. 2 more.
Heel.
Okay. Good. Good. Last one. Very good. So now, we're going to make this a little harder. We're going to do everything stays the same. You get to stay, and step out. Wait a second. And then you're going to make a half moon motion around Smokey in the front. And then back to the side, heel, then forward again. Okay? So just it's the same thing. Heel, stop, stay. Step out, wait a second. Move around in a half moon motion, back to the side, and then heel again. Okay? Go ahead.
Stay.
Good. Back to the side. Good. Heel.
Heel.
Good.
Heel.
Good. Good. 3 more. Good. 2 more. And a boy, 1 more. Good. Go and swap.
This is not seem to want to sit.
Doesn't want to sit?
No, you know, when we
He's better at home.
both, when Michael and I stop,
He's someplace
I
home.
mean, we've done this how many times already today, and he still needs to get a little pump because
Yeah. That's the drawback of Prong. It's because, again, even if you gave your harshest correction, it may not be enough for him. You know, and Michael could give his harshest, I could give my harshest, and it may not be enough for him. You know, that's the drawback to Prong collar. At the end, I'll explain it a bit more. But it's what I would expect. You know, some dogs you get lucky and they're really sensitive to it. He's a little more stubborn.
Mr. Stubborn here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot more distractions.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Wait, Lily was calling.
Right? You got it. There you go. So remember to keep that. No, you keep going, right? So now he's repositioned. Yep. And then you want to keep that left hand in case he gets up against you. Correct quickly. There you go. Good.
Nice breeze.
Good job. Yep. Good job. Good. 3 more. Good. Good. Up. There you go. Uh-huh. Good. Okay. So here you can pivot so that you're on the side. There you go. That's fine. There you go. Good. Right. Good. And then continue walking around. Last one. Good. So on this one, when you come to a stop, you're going to do the stay, but you're going to do a full circle around them. Good? Yeah. Thank you. Up. Right. Up. There you go. One more. Yep, that's fine. Back to the side. That's good. Excellent. 4 more.
How many?
4. Because now you're doing the full circles.
Okay, come on, Smokey, you can do this. Heel. Heel.
Good. Good. 1 more. Almost there.
I don't know. We'll see if this works.
This was the ducky.
Good. Last one.
On this side. Everyone on this side. Out of the way. Everyone out of the way.
Very good.
He was pretty good.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I expect them to actually get up. He gradually, but it wasn't as impulsive. Okay. Let's try with Michael one more time. So you're gonna do with those. Start with the full circle now. Yes, sir.
Stay.
Right. Good.
Keep pulling on him or
Oh, so he's good, right? So now just continue with walking around in a circle.
stay?
Yep, there you go.
Stay.
There you go. Good. One more.
Heel.
Good. Two more. Or three more.
His attention somewhere else.
Yeah. And then correct. There you go. Right. Good. Good.
Stay.
So like, I see people walking with them wearing a mask, and then when they don't see them.
Good. And last one. There you go. Oh, good one. Very good.
And pop when he gets like that.
Right, because he starts getting distracted, right? So you don't have to wait for him to be lunging. You can correct him as soon as you see the thought process.
Oh, okay.
Okay? People tend to wait for the lunging and go, no, no, no. Way before, because it's easier. Okay, because once he's already there,
Yeah, he
it's
was
more
getting ready
intense.
to jump.
And like there's some dogs that I can't even allow to look at another dog, otherwise they'll blow up. So I told the owner, like, then if they even try to look, then you correct it. Because you know what's going to lead to if you don't. Okay? So, questions?
Just a lot of work.
Yeah, so you saw how we did that step by step by step, right? So we started with just the pivoting out, getting used to that. And then we started with half a circle, then out to full circle, right? So then, in terms of practicing this, typically what I tell people to do is when you're walking Smokey, let's say you hit like a red light, practice at the red light, you know? When he poops or after he poops, you'll put him into a sit, stay, pick up the poop,
Oh,
come
okay.
back.
That's good. Good.
You know, heel. Because usually like you're picking up and the dog's over here, right?
Yeah.
Or like when you're gonna throw away the garbage, I'll tell him stay, he's still on the leash, I'll walk over, throw it away, come back, right? So stay to me is like the least useful command, but those are like ways that you can incorporate it so that you can practice it, okay? If he does a good stay, you can reward him for the good ones, and then when he gets up and makes a mistake and you correct him, then you don't reward him for those, okay? So you're being selective. So then he starts to try to figure out, why do I get food for some and not food for others, okay? With the prong collar, this is about like what I expect, you know, in terms of control. Because there's technical skill, there's physicality in terms of how intense can I correct, and how stubborn is the dog in terms of receiving corrections. Okay? What does Smokey's life look like in the future with you?
Hopefully, like all the lights and the colors.
I don't know what it means.
So Is it, yeah, Smokey, you walk into the dog park, he plays for a bit, and you go home, or is it like
A lot of laying down.
a lot laying down?
Oh yeah, he goes for a walk and he lays down, or what we've done, we go for a walk and then we put him in the crate and put him back.
Okay.
You know, he's just with us.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no kids. There's not a lot of something around. Unless he doesn't come up.
Okay. With what you're doing so far, how are you feeling comfort-wise in your control of this?
I think pretty good, except for, like, there's one other puppy in our building, lab, that's probably a little bit, maybe a little older than him. And if they happen to pass on the way to the dog run, it's like, both of them are going crazy. He's a lot better if we pass dogs on the street, you know, when we're walking. You know, we hold him pretty tight, keep going, don't stop. That's a lot better. In general, he's a lot better than,
Okay.
you know, we would like him to, I guess, walk nicely with us, be well behaved. Yes, I don't know.
So the next thing to teach is recall, or come and call. Okay. And that's where we're going to have issues in terms of reliability, because once you remove that prong, you're not going to have a means of reinforcing it. Okay. And I feel like there's a lot of corrections going. Like there's a lot going on today, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I see the corrections and I'm like, man, Smokey is just like does not care about them.
Right.
Okay.
You know what?
He's in his own world.
You want to wait.
So
Especially here.
Why don't we?
I mean, this is a lot more activity than when we walk around our neighborhood, other than traffic.
sure. Right. So I have an idea.
You want to wait till the tight pull real hard.
I highly suggest the e-collar. It's the easiest because everything's pressable button. So if I do 35, you do 35, and you do 35, it's the same.
Yeah. Copper, like, really cool.
Right. And it's, Piper and Copper are trained on it. And then my idea that I had was, because you're doing 6, we've already done 3, is you technically have to restart it. Okay, you're going to do that. But what I wanted to do was, Brianna and Enrique here are really good trainers. They train Piper. Yeah, they train Piper. They train all the dogs that come to the boarding facility. They train Bailey here. So they're really good trainers, but they need experience training people. Okay? So what I'd like to do, and it's completely up to you, is if you'd like to get an e-collar, I can tell you which one to get for Smokey. And then you purchase it, and then I would switch. They would be teaching. I'll still be present, and we'll reset your classes. Okay, so you'll get classes back for free. Okay, because I want them to get the experience, and I think this is a good. It's a difficult case in the sense that he's a little brat, but it's a good case because I know they can take care. They can handle it, but they get the experience with teaching you guys.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? I'll still be here in case they get locked. There's like a snafu or something.
Yeah.
But I'd like them to start getting experience doing this stuff because this is different than just training the dog by itself.
Yeah.
The dog is easy.
Yeah.
So I can get you that information if you want to do that because definitely it'll make your life easier. You don't have to worry about so much yanking. You don't have to worry about like him, like you said, he's still like all over the place.
Yeah.
It should be a lot easier. And then when we get back to the come and call stuff, we have the ability, if he decided to be a brat, to still make him return.
Okay. So that's like, I don't think Jason does it with Piper, but with Copper, he'll let him off leash, like in Grant Park, near where they live, like Roosevelt in Michigan.
Right.
And he comes right back.
Correct. Yeah, he's trained on the e-collar. Yeah, and Piper is as well, but Piper's still young, so that's probably why.
Piper's kind of a spaz.
Yeah, I remember she's so sweet though. But yeah, that's what I would suggest. It'd make your lives easier because I'm already. Had he made better progress with this stuff, I'd be like, all right, it's not going to be the greatest, but personality-wise, you'll get away with it.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is, I guess another reason why we did this is the fact that he's going to be 65 pounds.
And that too.
You know, I don't think I can give a strong enough tug on this for somebody that's 65 pounds.
For sure.
Without injuring my arm.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want, we don't want to make this, you know, take him for a walk and, you know, a chore or coming back like, oh gosh, my arm really hurts.
For sure, yeah, then it's
because
like
he's-
unpleasant.
Right, yes.
Yeah, so if, you know, he's going to go to 65 pounds, that's good to know because we definitely want to get the appropriate call for that. You can use them in conjunction with each other. It's perfectly safe. That gives you the most control. But when he's off leash, the e-collar is going to be your only means of reinforcing.
Right.
Okay? So, yeah, so I can get you that information. Okay? And then next week, you know, if you have it, then we'll just start off with that. And I'll switch it to these two. And they're very solid trainers. Okay?
Can we just get it like from Amazon or something?
Yeah, we'll email you.
Okay.
It's most likely going to be the same. I think Piper. What model is Piper on? The 2300? Okay. I'll send you the name and the model.
Okay.
And you get them on Amazon. And then they've been delivering stuff on time still. 'Cause I know
Oh
they're-
yeah. We get things pretty fast. So
Yeah. And we'll get you that information in the next class. We'll start it there.
we'll start with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
And
good.
then we'll always use that and not the prong.
You can, so ideally I do just solely e-collar because it's the easiest control, right?
Okay.
But if he's going to get 70 pounds, I most likely have you do both when he's on the leash, just in case if you turn a corner and there's something there that startles him, that you have the physicality still to control him while you get it under control with the e-collar. Because definitely going to the flat, you would find yourself in a bad position.
Yeah, that,
So I had a young lady, she was like 90 pounds with a 140-pound Great Dane.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And he used to lunge at dogs, so he was on the e-collar and the prong collar. And I told her that's forever because he's gonna just take you flying.
for a walk, right?
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, they lunge when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
So that you
And
always
now,
have that.
you know, the thing about the e-collar though, I mean, like, all right, you say this really doesn't hurt them. It pinches and is
Right.
uncomfortable.
Right.
But what about the e-collar?
Most contraction.
But so it doesn't hurt.
It's uncomfortable, and the higher you get, the higher you go, it gets more uncomfortable. But it won't puncture skin. It's not gonna die. But you're able to break through that, just that distraction without so much of this. It's actually less. It's the least confrontational tool. You just press the button. Okay. I can send you a video as well of us working with the dog on e-collar.
Well, I mean, we've seen before they had Piper, Michael walked Hopper a lot during the week when they were at work.
Sure.
So, you know, they showed him how to use it. They didn't, you didn't ever go with.
No.
But, you know, Jason showed him how to do it. So, yeah, I don't know. I just had a funny feeling about it.
Yeah, if he's gonna be 70 pounds, like dogs fight each other, right? That's why I always tell people. Usually the apprehension is because they think it's electricity or electrocution. It's not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, it's
I
not
mean, I know
dangerous.
it's not, but in my head, I'm thinking.
Yeah, they use the technology on humans. They use it for muscle rehabilitation, breaking up scar tissue and stuff. The chiropractic, they're the same technology.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you might find he's more sensitive to it. Like it happens where a dog is super stubborn on the prong, but super easy with the prong. And like it's some dogs that are easier on the prong, but more stubborn on the e-collar. You know, every personality type's different. But in terms of ease and application and just how much control you're gonna get, for me it's like, you know, this guy's trained on it, and it's not the press of a button.
And so it does. Is it based on his age or his size?
The collar you would get would be based on the size he's gonna be, right? But all that means is your number would be lower.
The number on the control.
Correct.
No, my question is because he's going to be like 6 months in July.
Yep.
And because he is so stubborn sometimes, that's why we need to go to the collar rather than fight with this problem.
That's my suggestion. Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is just him at 6 months.
Right. And not at 65 pounds yet.
Correct. Yeah. You know. So I'm like I always think ahead,
Okay.
right? Because people think like, well, won't the dog change? I'm like, maybe. But what
Yeah,
if they
but
don't?
maybe not.
Yeah,
Right.
you know. And we had a client, the dog broke the husband's shoulder and sent him to the ER 3 times in 2 years. Just because he was untrained. He was a completely friendly dog, but just yacked them down. I had another couple, the dog broke both the husband and the wife's hips. I had another dog breaking a person's wrist. You know, like all through pulling.
Yeah, it's
Because-
possible.
Well, that's why they came and brought Copper to you. Because one day Amy was walking him and he pulled her and pulled her down to the ground and
Yeah.
hurt her arm.
Yeah, I remember
So
now.
then they decided we needed to do something.
Correct. You know, so I understand the intention. We don't want to harm the dog. I'm completely the same way, right? I don't want to hurt the dog, but the dog can really hurt the person.
Yes.
So it's like you have to be willing to do what's needed to get the control you want, so we don't get that potentially. You know, because so far it's only been broken things and people have recovered from it, but
But yeah.
you know,
don't
that's
know.
so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have to do it.
So, and plus off leash. If you ever got off leash, it's like, well, what are you going to do then?
Right, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
we'll get you the information,
Yeah.
and then trust me, I think it's going to make your life a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay, we gave him 3 weeks. You know, I gave him time to see like how's this going to work for you,
Right.
and I'm just like, yeah, he's a stubborn guy.
Yeah.
He needs a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll take care of it. These guys will take care of you.
Okay. All right.
See you guys next week.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you next week. Bye bye.
All right.